How many of you here are actually thinking about becoming entrepreneurs? Oh, great. Terrific, terrific. I'm going to give you Newman's Law. And I've thought about this a lot because I'm always coming up with business ideas, and I've had a lot of business ideas. And something you can think about when you start to think about what you want to do. And the simplest version of Newman's Law is the probability of your new venture being a success times the value of that venture if it is successful is a constant. So what does that mean? I was around in the beginning of the PC industry. You know, before there were PCs, and then there were kits, IMSI, and whatever. You could build your own little mini or microcomputer using a kit, and Apple came along later, and IBM came along later than that. And there must have been 100 PC manufacturers, because you didn't have to be a genius to realize, man, these things are going to be big. This is going to be terrific. Well, let me think. Who's still around from that early days? Apple, and they weren't there at the very beginning. IBM isn't. Hewlett-Packard. That's it. The odds of success going into the PC business, going to be a fantastic business. Very, very low. Big reward, very low chance probability. I was talking to somebody last night, speaking at the Alumni Association Career Night. He wants to start a massage business, do therapeutic massage. He probably has a very high chance of eking out at least a minimum living. Much higher probability, the value of his enterprise, about nothing, okay? So it's a constant. So just because you have this great idea like, man, the world's going to love word processing. They're not going to have to punch a paper tape and then get out a razor to make an edit anymore, which is how it was done. Man, this is going to be big. And until the advent of the PC, it was big. But I had to compete with IBM. I had to compete with a company called Wang, departed, Burroughs, Dictaphone. Most of these companies aren't around anymore because they went away too. The PC killed that whole industry. So I was right. It's going to be big. Probability small. But recellular. Recellular is big. Okay? So how did that happen? Why isn't that a violation of Newman's Law? Because when I started it, it wasn't worth anything. There were only 4 or 5 million cell phone users in the United States back then, which is roughly the same number of phones we collect up in a year at recellular now. So nobody thought that cellular was anything. There were no big competitors. Nobody wanted that business. It's only now, 20-some years later, that, aha, you can even get venture capital to go in to do this. So I guess if you've got the great new idea, if something's going to be huge, and it's far enough over the horizon before the rest of the world will be in a position to capitalize on your insight, that's okay.